watch... Gonna watch Power Gamer on this mid, and something to point out also is that Scorp, who I think is normally demo, is on Soldier, I think Roamer, and Enryu is their demo man. So I'm watching Power Gamer, doing pretty normal rollout on Sunshine right now, and he's gonna get to mid, and it looks like he gets there fairly around the same time as the blue demo. Not too much happening right now, just kinda... Or actually, he got there a good bit early, so blue comes in right now. There's some bad health on Emissaries pretty early though now, so they can get aggressive off of that damage that Power Gamer has gotten now. Both red soldiers are jumping on the shed of blue team right now. There's a lot of damage being put out, but not too many frags. As I said, that Lumines does get taken out, but Bareth goes down pretty early for Subspace, so there aren't going to be heals on their side. X and Lumines down though for the red team, and the med does get chased out by a scout. I think that was Jordan there, so he does a good job of making the med deficit even. So Wretch, the only player left on Mad Luxurious Blue, but he's still kind of powering through, hanging out with 35 health. Does get caught out trying to get that bottle under the point, and that first mid is going to go for Subspace Emissaries, although a bit scrappily.
Yeah, very much. So Mad Luxurious Blue had some really good positioning coming out. Their combo came out cafe instead of choke like the other did, and you know, it seemed like they had a pretty good hold, but they just sort of got forced out, just people sort of getting caught out here and there in the other cafe, and you know, that'll be a pretty decisive cap, but definitely most likely not enough to push into second. So we'll probably try and see people moving in, trying to hold. We see sort of scout picking in, but it looks like they're just gonna have to wait until their Uber builds up before they can push in. And with both meds going down during that Uber fight, we're gonna have a bit of a wait. That being said, Split on MLB does have a pretty significant advantage, and Scorp does go down, so that's a pretty decent pick, but looks like MLB is getting really aggressive here, jumping into Soldier, trying to get some stuff in. Demo's kind of peeking in towards choke there. Just Soldier's on the point, just trying to make people back out. And with Scorp down, it looks like Subspace is just going to back out and try to kite it if an Uber does get popped, which it might not. Barrett is going to be there, though. He's going to get that Uber as pretty much as soon as this point gets capped, so I wouldn't be surprised if there may or may not be a repush, but seeing as both medics have Uber, probably a little unlikely.
Yeah, I think that Subspace is probably just going to hang out on their lighthouse right now, since mid was capped for Mad Luxurious Blue, and they're moving their combo in right now from the choke. No one's popped yet. There's some aggression from the players, so definitely getting a lot of ground right now. And the Uber is popped from Subspace. The Uber is popped in response also from Split right there on Mad Luxurious Blue. Not too much has happened in terms of Uber. I'm watching Scorpius just kind of jump in and make the most of the tail end of that Uber, but does get taken out by Wretch. And Noble managing to stay alive and doesn't get the air shot that he went for, but there are a lot of takes in favor of Subspace right now, so they should be able to just push back on mid with their advantages.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to start out being a really nice dry push from MLB, but that being said, looks like Subspace did a really good job of kiting that and saving a lot of their players and giving themselves that really big advantage to be able to push back into mid. But the demo is still up, so that doesn't mean they can go ahead and, you know, send a scout ahead to sort of check it out. And it does look like MLB will get their forwards, and they have a heavy that came out of forward spawn, so that'll definitely be something to watch. Wretch on heavy. Let's see what he's going to do. Hopefully something interesting.
Yeah, and X is taken out by some stickies there. I'm going to keep an eye on Wretch as I keep on watching the players, just kind of cycling through them right now. But it's relatively even Ubers right now, so not too much crazy stuff is happening in terms of people shooting at each other and stuff. At the heavy, I think they should know he's there since he's shooting some guns, so he's not really too secretive and hidden right now, and both teams have Ubers. I think that Bareth is going to heal his players through the flank and maybe try and make something happen there. They did get the pick into Lumion, so that is one pick that he can try and go off of. Scorp gets taken out though, and the red players are kind of bunched up near their lighthouse, so I think we're going to see a team fight any second now.
Yeah, very much so. Although Heavy is a really good play, he's just so slow. It might have been better to keep a scout in. And we do have Ubers exchange on the point, kind of fighting around. Heavy sort of doing that cleanup, but he goes down very quickly to some stickies, and that is going to be a pretty decisive fight with 3 down from MLB. Although it looked like they were ready to back out before that fight happened, maybe they just should have gone back into lobby, especially with a quote-unquote fat man in the way. They didn't really have that sort of... They didn't have the power to kind of stay in, and we do have a scout fighting here on last. He'll be taken down really, really early. Not much respect going in here, but it looks like they will be pushing in through right side, trying Subspace trying to get some frags in, but 3 will go down, and though there's really bad health on MLB, they will most likely hold this as Uber's advantages remain fairly even.
Yeah, and there's actually Wretch came down through the basement onto Barrett. Did get that pick at the end of that push there, so Luxurious Blue probably feeling good about pushing out right now, and Scorpion cleaned up as well, so Wretch did a pretty good job of just getting on Barrett and being a sneaky person there. And as I say that, Split does get bombed onto there, so both the medics are down for both teams, but I think Madlux Blue is going to be able to recap the second point, and with the 3 picks that they have, they might be able to just try and, or be able to force their way into mid. No heals on either side.
Yeah, although their health is really, really bad. We've got flashing red numbers all over here, so if they can just sort of hold off until their medic gets up, kind of get healed up, Bareth will have a little bit of an advantage, but it looks like he's not really healing anyone, and X is going to go back, meet up with this med, build like absolute crazy to see if they can maybe get that mid out of that push. I'm not seeing anything super duper interesting on either side right now. Just sort of spam here, spam there, people peeking cafe, sort of roamers jumping at each other, trying to get each other off those fences. Alright, we do have a sort of a push going on with Subspace trying to get in through that cafe area. You have the heal beam in there. You have Bareth at 64% as opposed to Split's 54. And, you know, we're probably going to see something. I'm waiting for someone to be hiding in a place. I feel like maybe, maybe not. There's got to be something going on. People trying to angling to push through point. It looks like they did call a push, although Barrett does have Uber, so if X can get the force on, that would be pretty nice. He does try and go in, sort of gets forced out through choke, goes down, and that'll probably be enough for Barrett and his team to push off that.
Yeah, that one pick might be able to turn into another pick and then snowball into something even greater for Subspace right now, so if they don't move now, then they're small bit of an advantage is going to go in. They do pop relatively early in flank, so they're probably going to get punished by that. The red Uber is popped in response. It's going to be way better just in terms of length, and if they can get picks off of this, it can be good for them. But Wretch and Scorp both go down for either team. Enrio goes down as well. That pick on the demo is going to be pretty huge for them. Jordan as well, so players just dropping like flies on Subspace right now. And Madlux Blue is going to be able to just kind of get back into mid right now. Bareth did stay up during that whole exchange, so he will have an Uber to defend second if mid is capped and they don't try and contest that. But in terms of just kind of losing people during that push, they popped super early and got punished for it.
One can't help but think that they thought they had a much bigger advantage than they did. They didn't really realize that Split had the Uber when he did, and counter that. I mean, a 10% advantage is big, but you only have a certain window of time to move off of that. And so you have people kind of getting exchanged. We have a lot of action going on in that cafe area, trying to push through, a lot of stickies going in, people walking in through that choke. And it's just, people are taking a lot of damage, it seems, on Mad Luxurious Blue. And that is something that's gonna be an issue. Sorry. Yeah. Oh man, huge bomb in. Trying to get something done, and Lumines does go down. He takes Barrett down to 55 health. Wow.
Oh man, and Split was kind of playing with fire in Cafe a bit ago. He was eating a lot of rockets and went down to 33 health just from taking spam, and he decided to back out there. And X is getting taken out as well as Wretch, so no scouts or no sort of flank at all for Madlux Blue. And the Uber does get forced out because Power Gamer did go pretty low, so Subspace is able to kind of flood their plays in there. Pops in response with a slightly better Uber. Looking at Scorp, Split does get caught out and taken out there. And Noble trying to get some frags too, and Cafe doesn't really make anything happen. Power Gamer does go down as well, so with all those players down for Madlux Blue, I think Subspace is probably just going to opt to keep a couple players on mid and keep the train rolling. X does get cleaned up again, and I was going to call it an engineer, but I think that was just a back spawn, so Subspace feeling pretty comfortable flooding into Lighthouse right now.
Really good play there on that Uber. The demo did get caught out by a bunch of stickies, but they managed to push through. I don't see any off classes on the defenses yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see at least an engineer. I know a lot of people favor engineer on this map, or maybe even separate, and we do. X goes up as engineer. He'll probably, see if I can find it, where he's building his sentry. Build his sentry up on the left side. He's not really building, oh no, it is on the right side, sort of kind of in spawn, watching Shutter, watching the secret area. And we do have a Pyro from Demoted, sort of waiting in on the left, seeing if he can catch people, trying to push in. Although, I don't know about him being on the left, it might be better suited. Oh, the Uber does go in just as soon as the Pyro rotates, so he's a bit late to try and, you know, air blast it away, and he gets taken down really nicely by a good air pipe from Foza. And we just have people going in. The Sentry is doing a little bit, but that also goes down. A lot of scrappy fighting. Noble is down. Phase is really low, but it looks like they just have a lot of time on point and only 2 up from MLB, and that will definitely, people trying to stay on this point, but that will definitely, after a long time, be a definitive cap for Subspace. Wow.
Oh man, I think Enrio did a pretty big job on that last gun by air pipe and then got a nice 2k, so he sealed the deal for his team, and I'm gonna let you take this mid.
Sure thing. I'm gonna watch Enryu, since, you know, he already showed us the big pipe. I want to see what he does at mid. Gets there fairly fast, I think. Nah, he gets there Yeah, he gets there faster than MLB, so he's throwing out some stickies, trying to he seizes the other demo, trying to deny some of that top area, which a lot of people jump on. There is a soldier up on Lighthouse, sorry, Bell Tower above the point, trying to get stickies out, getting some damage. Noble does go down, Scorp does go down. So it looks like, the other team is just kind of collapsing on him. He's the only one left alive, 2 health under the point. Kind of a shame. He tried putting stuff out, but his team was really kind of spread out a little too thin, and everyone got closed in on and caught out.
Yeah, Subspace played that mid in kind of a weird way. All the red players were funneled around their little hut area, and I think Subspace just kind of bombed their guys in one by one and funneled each other into the pretty healed and healthy Mad Luxurious Blue and got punished severely for that. I see Jordan's up on Engineer right now on last, and we've got FaZe on Pyro to see if they can do something to stop this, but there's going to be a huge Uber advantage in favor of Mad Luxurious Blue. As long as they deal with the Sentry, which is still level 1 if they push now, they're going to be fine on the slash push, I think.
Level 2, so they will have to deal with some knockback, but it looks like they're pushing in left side opposite from the Pyro, so hopefully he can get a little bit of reflects in, but that Sentry being healed furiously. We have the Uber coming in, Demo trying to throw down some stickies. Everyone's just kind of sort of caught in that spawn area, and they very easily just kind of get people on point with only one person, Noble, going down during that entire exchange. Wow.
Yeah, Demoted just kind of got in there, missed a lot of rockets on the Uber, and then he was like, I'm going to stand on the point, because that's how you win the round, and that's what he did and won the round for it. So that's a pretty nice round. 1-1 is the score right now. I'm going to watch Lumens on this mid, see if he can do any fun roamer stuff, since both the soldiers have been bombing on both teams mids pretty quickly. So he's just kind of making his way around, playing on the ground right now, and not too much is happening. Does get a jump in onto the blue medic, and I don't think he'll manage to take him out yet. He does get cleaned up, so only Wretch and Split are going to be left alive from Mad Luxurious Blue, and they want to run. Split's in trouble though right now, only 65 health, 71, 74, and his scout partner does get killed. It's an arrow off into the blue scout that's chasing him, but I don't know if we'll be able to make it out. Pulls out the Uber saw, gets one saw, and does get cleaned up by, I think that was Jordan there that went in deep for that frag. So Subspace Emissary convincingly taking that mid. Oh man, that's a very different point.
Yeah, wow, really nice bomb there from Demoted trying to get in, and he gets on he took down Airyu really early, and that was a really late cap as well, so that definitely gives MLB some time to breathe when it comes to setting up a defense, and we do have Lumens up on Engineer already, setting up that sentry on the left side, sort of right above Secret, and we have some spam going in, we have a lot of aggression, but until they cap the point they really can't peek into lobby as much, but it looks like they're gonna get it for free anyway, and with Barrett at 100%, it makes sense for Split to stand back, so to see what he can do, see what he can scrape up out of that sort of ridiculous. Uber is popped straight away on left side, moving in, flashing a lot, Sentry does go down, Demoted goes down, and it looks like once more the combo is sort of trapped in on that right spawn area. But they haven't really managed to get any time on point yet, and so it's just sort of playing around it, playing like footsie with the point, not really getting it, and we do have Barrett and a scout partner capping, and that's a cap. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see what caused the pop to happen, but I thought that the last push might not have gone that well since it's a bit early, but they did make it work. I think FaZe just kind of hung out and then got on the point at the end there, so yeah. I think it was actually forced, so you can have this mid.
Sure, I'm gonna watch Lumens. Lumens. I'll say Lumens. I like light. He's kind of jumping in, going through choke here, seeing what he can do on this mid. He's going to jump really early off that shack, kind of catch out that soldier, try and keep him out of, well, keep him in the cafe area, so to take some ground. He's going to go in for the jump on the medic, gets on the demo, and gets promptly taken out, but his rocket does get NU past his death, and so that's a really good play. But that being said, it is, oh man, no, never mind. More people go down on Subspace, and that is a really good cleanup by the scouts there along with their medic, and so that is a wipe from Subspace. Some really good jumping in by the roamer there. A lot of good cleanup by the team.
Yeah, if they don't get some all classes up soon or an engineer, then they might not have a sentry in time to defend last the way they want to, so it looks like they're, oh yeah, Jordan's on engineer right now, so Mad Luxurious Blue, probably feeling pretty confident about just kind of being able to take Lighthouse and then push into last, and they have a lot of advantages in their favor. FaZe is up on Pyro as well, so we'll see what type of last defense Subspace can mount against this advantage, but as long as they play it right, I think so far in this match we've just kind of been getting on the point after the Uber fades, then this round should be theirs. I'm going to watch Demoted again when he pushes last year. There is a soldier playing kind of close, and the Uber is popped in response, so it's going to be wasted in lobby cleaning up Noble there. That was a pretty good play by Noble, just getting the Uber out of the way. And level 3 Sentry is there, kind of running amok. Demoted trying to sneak onto the point, but doesn't manage to actually stand it long enough to live. So Mad Luxurious Blue not able to really hold this, or push this last the way that they want to. Power Gamer down to 19 health, going to try to escape, and I think Scorp is just going to be hot in his tail and takes him out as well. So that's a full wipe for Mad Luxurious Blue, and Subspace can push out onto Lighthouse with a huge Uber advantage in their favor.
Really nice defense there. FaZe kind of hiding behind the crates on the right side, and we did see Scorp sort of standing on that, I guess, rocket holder, that sort of pipe thing on the last, trying to hiding out, putting some spam down, trying to get that damage out while not taking any of his own. And so Bareth does have a really significant advantage of about 90%. And so, oh man, Roamer tried to hide, kind of stuck out under stairs, Demoted goes down really easily to Enryu. Looks like he got called out, and looks like mid will definitely be theirs. There's really no sense in trying to push out and, you know, pass choke for MLB right now. And just kind of people going back and forth. It was a really good hold, I will say that. And now we play the waiting game again, although Demoted did go down. So looks like the Uber is popped straight in. He checks flank, jumps back in, and people just walk out lobby like it didn't even exist. Split trying to keep and hold onto that Uber advantage so he can at least slow them down on the last. Wretch did go down, but it should be... Oh! Power Gamer caught out by the Stickies and Shutter. Leaving the MLB med kind of alone. Crossbows out. Scorp going in through the back takes him down, and wow.
So yeah, Wretch is the only one left up on last right now, and Subspace should be able to just kind of flub their players onto the point here. So that's going to make it 3-1, and that's going to be the first half. Going into that second point, I was going to criticize Subspace's Ubers, since Burst seemed to pop without being fairly threatened just right away, and the Uber didn't really accomplish much. But then Mad Luxurious Blue did find a way to just kind of die, even without the Uber being very effective, so yeah.
It looked like, honestly, they were just searching for way too many frags. If they started backing out, they should have kept backing out, and if they had done that, they probably might have gotten Uber before the push-in tried to happen. They might have been able to push out, get a pick, something like that. Although, I will say, I am really surprised that I haven't seen many offensive off-classes. I mean, we did have the heavy sort of pushing in, and that was really strange, but that being said, I'm surprised to not see any snipers. I'm surprised to not see any really pick classes. I guess this really does play more like a gully wash.
Yeah, and I'm gonna open up the stats here and see if anyone's doing any sort of huge damage. Let's see, just glancing over things. I see Enryu, the demos, doing some demo work, and then on Madlux Blue, the numbers aren't quite as high. We've got a lot of players hanging around the 4,000 range. And just in terms of players doing work from watching them and not just the stat, I think Enryu did a good job on that first round, at least I was watching, but the scouts on Subspace seem to be really together. FaZe and Jordan, whenever they're kind of taking an area, will be kind of healed up and doing things as a unit, so there's a lot of nice work on the flank there. And I think that the Madlux Blue players also, just based on what happened in that last round, seem to be kind of scattered and funneling their players at times when they didn't really need to. So as I'm saying all that stuff, the second half is gonna be getting underway in any second, and I will watch Enryu on this mid and see what he can do. So we've got fairly standard Sunshine rollouts, and he actually does hit a bump there, so I'm gonna see if the other demo did manage to get to mid before him. Power Gamer, yeah, arriving at actually around the same time, and we'll see if we get an aggressive mid like the last few we've gotten. So the red team opting to jump Scorpion really early there does take out Power Gamer. That pick from the demo is giving them a lot of space to work with, and in response, Roamer from Blue does jump in. Lumen, so down to 17 health, does get cleaned up as well. So this mid looks like it's really going in the favor of Subspace Emissary, and Madlux Blue, knowing that things were going their way, did back out pretty early, so they're going to be able to keep up their medic and 2 scouts. So they can build their Uber all they want. They might not be able to mount a good defense against second, since Subspace is just kind of getting their players in through choke and keeping one on mid. So at the worst, they're just going to have to defend last Uber versus Uber.
Wow, Bareth went down to about 9 health during that exchange. I was really surprised he didn't get hit by like a crossbow from across the map, since that seems to happen pretty often. I also haven't been seeing a lot of dungeon pushes, which kind of makes sense since we don't really have any pick-off classes. And we do have finally a sniper on EX from MLB, and he's trying to get some sightlines in. He does get Scorp with a pretty sick, nasty headshot. But a lot of people, they wise up, they back out, and they know not to peek there anymore. He has been revealed, and there are stickies all over that. His Split does pop his Uber, he tries to go in, and Bareth does pop as well, so that's kind of a really early thing. Power Gamer does go down. Whew. There's a spy. Scorpus spy. Oh.